Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Command Score Studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got a fun one for you because you need to buy these, the 10 best budget cards of 2025. A lot of great cards came out this year and a lot of amazing budget ones. There's of course a card list link in the description below. With all that said, let's jump into them. And first up, let's talk about Bender's Waterskin. This gem is just 40 cents right now, an artifact for 3 mana. Untap during this artifact during each other player's untap step, and it taps for 1 mana of any color. Now, being able to untap this during every other player's untap step is absolutely massive, meaning that, yes, this is not the most efficient mana rock when it comes to, okay, it costs 3, it taps for 1. Sure, typically you want your mana rocks to cost 2 and tap for 1. You want half the amount of mana back that you put into them. That being said, this kind of gives you well more than that. Not on a single turn, but with each tripper on the table, you are getting 4 mana out of this badly amazing card. Badly amazing. Bad card? Back in the 80s or 90s, like you said, bad is good. No? Okay. It's great. It's a great card. It is a card that essentially says, hey, you know what? Are you going to be utilizing mana on other players' turns? Do you need, well, mana for instants? Up. Do you need mana for flashcards? Up. Do you need mana for abilities? Up. If you have that need, which many decks out there do, this is a great card to do so. I mean, this is just basically a better version of Victory Chimes, which was a rare back in the day, which is kind of crazy to think about. And that one taps for colorless. This one taps for 1 mana of any color. So it helps you fix your mana again. 4 mana with each tripper on the table, any colors that you need. It's a great card for the right deck. Pick it up. Next up, and this is a card that I've actually highlighted a couple of times this year. Last time, I promise, for this year at least. 82 cents for Umbral Collar Zealot. This one's such a good card. A 3/2 Human Cleric for 2 mana in black. Sacrifice other creature artifacts, surveil 1. Now, I don't know why they gave this 3 power, but they did. They could have given us 0 power and still see the exact same amount of play. It is such a good card. It is basically a slightly more expensive version, mana value-wise, Viscera's Seer essentially, but it gives you more flexibility, and it actually gives you the ability to fill your graveyard, which many of those decks out there that already use Viscera's Seer like having good graveyards too. Again, you know, like aristocrat-style decks essentially, sacrifice decks. By being able to just sacrifice creatures or artifacts to now surveil instead of scry, yeah, you get a lot of extra value of this. I'm not saying it's better than Viscera's Seer. Again, 1 mana makes a massive difference. And of course, creature types depend on certain kinds of decks as well, though this one does have 2 relevant creature types too. That being said, this is such a good card. It is one that, again, helps you get rid of your creatures for, again, aristocrat-style decks that require you to have a free sacrifice outlet to get all that value. And also, again, giving you inherent value by allowing you to fill your graveyard. So, again, you can utilize things out of your graveyard from, like, a reanimation standpoint. You can utilize flashback cards, you know, certain kind of ones that, you know, like have threshold. You're like, oh, okay, cool, yeah. You need a certain amount or certain types of cards in your graveyard. It's a great way to do that. Such a good card. Pick it up. Moving on, an absolutely massive instant that makes a massive impact in so many decks out there already. Restoration Magic. An instant for a single white mana. And it's got 3 different options, essentially. You can choose 1 initial cost. First of all, Cure. Pay 0 extra, so you don't pay anything else. Target permanent gains Hexproof Indestructible on a turn. That is a massive effect, being able to go, okay, yeah, just 1 mana in total. And then we have the, 2 best ways to protect something. Again, it can't be targeted by any opponent's things, and also it's indestructible and really hard to deal with. Cura is 1 more, basically the exact same thing, but you also gain 3 life. So if you've got extra mana lying around, or if you have a life gain synergy, cool, gain some extra life. Or Curaga by paying 3 and a white extra, so 5 mana in total. Permanents you control gain Hexproof and Indestructible turn, and also you gain 6 life. Basically, hey, I protect absolutely everything. Yeah, this is an amazing card. This is a very flexible card. This is something that, again, can just be, okay, I only have 1 mana available. Let's save my most important thing. Or again, if someone has, a targeted removal on, let's say your commander, you're like, oh yeah, no, that's not happening. Being able to save one thing, being able to save all your things, it's absolutely crazy. It's so good, it's so flexible, and sure, there's those life gain synergies in there as well, which is quite nice. That being said, yeah, pick this one up for its ability to protect all your things. Next up, speaking of a great way to protect your things, and kind of a combination of some of the cards we've already talked about, Duty Beyond Death. Such a good card, an instant for 2 mana in white. As additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature. Now, obviously, that is a downside for certain decks. It's actually an upside for other decks too. I mean, like, again, like an Aristocrat style deck's like, sure, I'll sacrifice creature, why not? Or again, if you've got a go wide strategy, you're like, yeah, I've got like 18 soldiers. Okay, sacrifice one of them, thank you. That being said, creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn, and also get a counter on each creature you control. This is a massive swing. Again, when it comes to protecting your things, as we discussed with Restoration Magic, when it comes to protecting your entire army, it does cost a bit more sometimes. Typically, I would say the going rate for like indestructible for all your creatures is basically 3 mana. Now, there are some exceptions to that. Obviously, like Heroic Intervention is insanely powerful, okay? Yes, I understand that. That being said, this is the same amount of mana as Heroic Intervention. Yes, again, the slight downside of sacrificing a creature. Sometimes it's not even a downside, though. But also, you get a counter each creature control. No, I mean, you don't get Hexproof, sure. But again, Heroic Intervention's like a one-off card. That being said, such a good card. Again, 2 mana to protect your team is so good. On top of that, a lasting effect to pump them as well, those counters. Obviously, with a counters deck as well, there's synergies there in a proliferate deck as well. Such a good card. Pick this one up and utilize it. Next up, such a solid card, Heritage Reclamation. Instant for 2 mana in green, choose one. Destroy target artifact, target enchantment, or exile to 1 target card from a graveyard, draw a card. Again, Wizards keeps giving us more and more options at the, hey, 2 mana, get rid of, like, you know, an artifact or an enchantment. Good for you. Cool, do that. This one, though, says, hey, you know what? We've got a couple of options here. Yeah, the normal, all right, artifact, enchantment. But also, you know what? Get a card out of a graveyard and say bye-bye to it and also draw a card. So, of course, this can be great, especially against graveyard synergies. Like, again, someone's got a deck where they're reanimating things. Cool. They target that and you're like, no, that's not happening. You can stop a massive spell with something like this. You can also get rid of, again, opponents like flashback spells or something like that. But basically, it's just also a cantrip. It's a way to say, you know what? I actually don't need to get rid of any artifacts or enchantments. I need something else right now. Let's just basically kind of cycle this away in a way. While also getting rid of something out of a graveyard that might be valuable for an opponent. So yeah, it's a very solid card, a lot of great options. Pick it up. Next up, I mean, I can't believe that Wizards did this, but yeah, I mean, with the way that, you know, Wizards is going when it comes to power creep. It's not really a power creep, I guess, right now with this one, but technically this is better than one of the most heavily played cards in Commander. Rampant Growth, one of the most played cards ever in Commander for a reason, and this one is kind of technically better. I mean, for the vast majority of decks, it really doesn't matter, I guess, the difference, but Shared Roots is a sorcery lesson for 2 mana in green. Search life for a basic land card, put on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. I mean, literally the exact same thing as Rampant Growth. I think, like, there's one word slightly different, but they do the exact same thing. And basically, it is just an insanely good, insanely consistent ramp spell, and exactly what you're looking for in Commander. The only actual difference really on the card really is that it says lesson on the card, meaning that for decks that care about lessons, cool, it's really good. For decks that don't care about lessons, it's the exact same thing as Rampant Growth, and still it's absolutely amazing. So yes, being able to essentially just go, oh yeah, turn 2, I've got another option to go get a land to ramp, absolutely crazy, and this is going to see an insane amount of play. Just underneath my $1 threshold for this episode, 97 cents. Pick it up when you can. Yet another card that is basically just a reprint of an incredibly played card in Commander. We've got Vibrant Cityscape at a lower price, though. 13 cents for this gem. A land that has tap, sacrifice this land. Just like for a base land card, from the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. I mean, this is literally just Evolving Wilds, Terraforming Expanse, those cards. I mean, we already got, again, like last year, I believe it was, Escape Tunnel, which, yeah, is just strictly better than these cards, but still, like, there's a reason why Evolving Wilds still sees so much play. Because you can have multiple of these cards in your deck, and you don't really care. You're like, yeah, okay, I'll throw in Vibrant Cityscape. I'll throw in, you know, Terraforming Expanse, Evolving Wilds, Escape Tunnel, all the above, essentially, and just go, yeah, I've got, like, you know, great budget fetch lands that can really help me out, that are absolutely amazing, of course, in landfall decks, or just in any kind of a deck that needs to fix its mana base, essentially. So if you're not playing, like, mono red, cool, good for you. Utilize this card. I mean, okay, like any of the mono colors and not ones that aren't landfall, though. That does matter, obviously. That being said, again, a very, very, very good card. Just 13 cents. Pick it up. Moving on, Muraganda Raceway. They finally fixed Temple of the False God. Start your engines. If you've got no speed, it starts at 1, increases on each of your turns when the opponent loses life. Any opponent loses life. Max speed is 4, taps for a single colorless mana, or max speed, taps for 2. Again, now this is, again, like something I've actually done, like, I think an entire episode on Temple of False God just not being a good card. No offense if you like it, it's completely fine, and again, I have used it in a deck before. That being said, the deck was a 99 land deck, where you are guaranteed to make sure that it hits on the right turn with the right amount of mana right away instead of just giving you nothing. There is no risk to this one. This one is a land that gives you mana all the time. It's just that you have to work to actually get to that mana that taps for 2. You do. There are certain decks that are going to be better around this where you can get to that quicker. That being said, even if you just throw this in a colorless deck and eventually you get there, oh cool, my land just eventually got to it like at turn 6, cool, alright cool, I can tap this for 2 now, I just get like extra free ramp. It's a very, very solid card. Obviously, it is not for every single kind of deck out there. If you're like a 5-color deck, it's like, yeah, that's a bit tougher to actually kind of, you know, maybe fix your mana with something like this because you can't. But yes, it is such a good card when it comes to, yeah, getting extra free mana, and in some decks, even quicker extra free mana. And again, without the risk of like a Temple of the False God where you're like, oh, I play it, I only have 3 lands in play. It does nothing. Well, hopefully I'm going to draw into more lands, and then you don't, and then you lose. But yeah, Muraganda Raceway, a fantastically solved version of Temple of the False God. Moving on to Midgar, City of Mako. It's a land town that enters tapped and taps for a black mana. That being said, it has an adventure. Reactor Raid. By paying 3 mana in black with a sorcery, you may sacrifice an artifact or creature. If you do, draw 2 cards. So basically, Village Rites-ish. So being able to essentially go, hey, you know what, again, I've got a land when I need to be a land, or obviously if I play as an adventure, I can still play it as a land later, cool. But if I need it right away, it can be used right away as a land. Great, good for me. If I need it to essentially be, you know, an adventure that I can utilize to sacrifice an artifact or creature, I can. So being able to essentially go, you know what, whichever one of these I need, I get. If I sacrifice something, I can utilize that, you know, for value. I can utilize that for card draw. It's a great card, a very solid card. Pick it up. And finally, Ishgard the Holy See. Another land town. This one enters tapped and taps for a white. Faith in Grief. This is the adventure for it. Again, a sorcery for 5 mana in white. Put a 2-target artifact and or enchantment cards from your graveyard to your hand. And then again, you can play this as a land later. So yeah, this is one that, again, very similar to Midgard, obviously. You can play it as a land when you need to. Comes into play tap. Sure, it's a bit slow, but still, it has that extra value of being like an extra spell in your deck and not really taking up a spot for a spell in your deck. It's taking up a spot for a land. It is such a good effect, again, being able to recur some artifacts or enchantments, being able to get those cards back out, some absolutely massive cards for your deck, depending on what your deck is. Again, if you've got an enchanter strategy, artifact strategy, combination of both, non-creature spell strategy, you can get a lot of extra value out of this. Again, some haymakers you can be throwing that your opponent's not already dealt with, which is fantastic. That being said, yeah, being able to utilize a land when you need to, being able to utilize that as a spell when you need to, and then again, as a land, very solid, very flexible card. Pick it up. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. Comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.